Look, the rumors were tearing us apart and everybody was saying Cleveland is where talent goes to die, but stop right there. Because everything we thought we knew just got flipped upside down by Coach Prime himself. This isn't just another draft story or some typical offseason noise, because Deion Sanders just went on the record and what he said about our Browns is absolutely explosive. It is the kind of validation we have been starving for as a fan base, and if you think Sheeter landing here was a mistake, you are about to see the light now. Before we dive into the absolute madness of what Coach Prime revealed, we need to talk about us, because we are building this tribe together, and we are so close to hitting that 3,000 subscriber mark, so if you bleed orange and brown, and you are tired of the national media disrespecting our name, hit that subscribe button right now to join the family. Now let's get into the heart of this, because for months we heard the whispers that Deion was angry, and that he hated seeing Sheeter slide all the way to us, but the truth is so much more powerful than the lies. While the rest of the world was busy making fun of the Browns and calling us a chaotic mess, Andrew Berry was busy working in the shadows, and Deion finally stepped up to give him the credit he deserves. It is honestly refreshing to hear a legend like Sanders talk about how much he loves Andrew Berry's thought process, because for so long we have felt like we were the only ones who saw the vision. Think about the pressure on Sheeter right now, and think about the weight of being the son of the greatest to ever do it while joining a franchise that has been through the ringer. But Deion says he has nothing but love for Berry, because when the world turned its back on his kid, the Browns were the ones who stood tall. It is a story of grit and a story of mutual respect that changes the entire vibration of this locker room before the season even starts. Can you imagine the fire in Sheeter's eyes knowing that his father sees this organization as a place of destiny instead of a place of failure? We have spent years watching players treat Cleveland like a prison sentence, but now we have the most influential voice in college football saying this is exactly where his son belongs. Do you realize how massive this is for our culture? Because it proves that the leadership in that building is finally earning the respect of the elite. And it is about time we stop apologizing for being Browns fans and start realizing that the rest of the league is finally starting to fear what we are actually building here in this city for the long haul. Because the Giants are awake now. But wait, it gets even crazier. Because Deion didn't just stop at praising the draft pick, he went deep into the soul of this organization and how we handle the noise. He talked about how Andrew Berry navigates in the middle of a literal storm while everyone is yelling and everyone is naysaying, and it felt like he was speaking directly to every single one of us who has ever had to defend this team at a bar or on social media. There is this raw truth in his words that suggests we are much closer to a championship than the experts want you to believe, and it is honestly beautiful to hear him shut down the idea that Cleveland is far away from competing. Deion has seen it all, and he knows what a winning culture looks like from the inside out, and he is telling us that Jimmy Haslam and the front office genuinely care about winning more than anything else. I know some of you have your doubts about the ownership, and I know the past has been a nightmare, but when a man like Coach Prime says he knows for a fact that they want to win, you have to sit up and listen. The narrative is shifting right before our eyes, and the tension is building, because we are no longer the underdog that everyone pities, but we are the sleeping giant that is finally waking up. He sees the way we are stacking talent, and he sees the way this roster is being built piece by piece, and he called it tremendous, which is a word you don't hear often when people talk about our history. We have been through the mud, and we have been through the winless seasons and the heartbreak, but this feels different because the validation is coming from the highest level of the game. It is like a weight is being lifted off the shoulders of the Dawg Pound because we finally have an outsider with massive influence telling the world that we are real contenders. They don't want you to know how good this roster actually is because they love the old stories of our failure, but Deion is pulling back the curtain and showing everyone that the Browns are navigating the storm with a purpose that most teams simply cannot understand because they lack our resilience and our grit. Now let's talk about the real game changer, because if you thought the front office praise was big, wait until you hear what he said about Todd Monken. When Deion heard about Monken's style and how he builds the entire system around the quarterback instead of forcing a square peg into a round hole, he literally lit up and said he loved it. This is the redemption arc we have been waiting for because we have seen so many talented players get lost in rigid schemes and bad coaching, but Monken is a straight shooter who knows how to unlock greatness. Deion said that Coach Monken is going to make it do what it does. And that phrase alone should give you goosebumps, because it means the shackles are coming off and Sheeter is going to have the freedom to be the superstar he was born to be. It is a match made in heaven, and it feels like the universe finally conspired to give us the right pieces at the exact right time. What happens if this goes right and Sheeter takes this league by storm under Monken's guidance while the rest of the AFC North watches in horror? The potential for a disaster is always there in the back of our minds because that is just the life of a Browns fan, but the excitement in Deion's voice tells a different story. He isn't just a dad talking about his son, he is a coach who recognizes a brilliant offensive mind, and he sees Monken as the perfect mentor to take Sheeter to the next level. We are looking at a future where our offense isn't just surviving, but it is dominating and dictating the tempo of the game. I am your best friend in this journey, and I am telling you that I have never been more convinced that the culture has finally flipped because we aren't just hoping for success anymore, we are planning for it. The energy is visceral and the stakes are higher than they have ever been, but having a mastermind like Munkin in the building gives us a weapon that the rest of the league isn't ready for yet. Because this is our time and our chance to prove every single hater wrong and take what belongs to us in the name of glory and power and the legacy of this historic franchise. Seriously, guys, I am losing my mind over this because Deion revealed a secret that shows just how deep this connection goes. He actually plans on visiting Cleveland very soon, not just as a father, but as a coach, because he believes he can sit down with Todd Monken and give him the keys to unlocking Shedier's full potential. He wants to talk about how to get his son going and how to tap into that specific mindset that makes him legendary. And if that doesn't scream championship DNA, then I don't know what does. Unbelievable isn't even the word for it, because we are getting an inside look at a partnership that could define the next decade of Browns football. This isn't just about X's and O's anymore, it is about a shared vision between a father who is a football god and a coordinator who is a genius. I have a theory that this visit is going to be the moment where everything clicks and the world realizes that Cleveland is the new epicenter of the NFL. We are talking about the most famous family in sports coming to our city to make sure this works, and the level of commitment is just staggering. I want you to feel the weight of this moment, because it is so rare for a team to get this kind of focused attention and internal support. The rhythm of this team is changing and the pace is accelerating, and you can almost feel the ground shaking as we get closer to the season. It is a fast-paced analysis of greatness followed by a slow realization that we are living through history right now. Only a true fan understands how much this means after all the years of silence and being ignored. We are here and we are loud, and we have the biggest names in the sport backing our play while we prepare to shock the entire football world because the Dawg Pound is finally getting what it deserves, and we are never looking back to those dark days ever again. This is more than just a headline or a few quotes because it represents a total shift in how the world views the Cleveland Browns and how we view ourselves. We are standing on the edge of a new era where excellence is the standard and the Dawg Pound is the heartbeat of the entire league. Deion Sanders sees it and Andrew Berry is building it and Todd Monken is ready to execute it, so now it is your turn to show the world where you stand. I want to see your fire in the comments right now, because I need to know if you believe this is finally our year, or if you think we are being let down again. Don't hold back and give me your rawest emotions, because this tribe only works when we are all in this together as a family. We have the talent and we have the coaching, and we finally have the respect that we have earned through years of suffering. Let's make some noise and show everyone why we are the most passionate fans in sports history, because the future is orange and brown and it starts today and we stay hungry. Dawg Pound.